How to comp any real estate wholesale property in less than 57 seconds. What's up guys, Zach Ginn here with Flip with Rick, and in today's video, it's true, I'm going to show you how to comp any real estate wholesaling deal within 57 seconds. And why 57 seconds, you might ask? It's because these gurus keep telling you that they'll comp a property in 60 seconds. And obviously me, I want to provide value for free and better than any other guru out there. So naturally, I said, why not do 59 seconds? But you know what? Let's do 57 seconds. And really I've timed myself. And honestly, from my acquisitions manager and everyone really in my real estate wholesaling operation, if they send me a deal in my home market here in Port St. Lucie, Florida, I can honestly, with the amount of information that I have in this market, comp it in 57 seconds or less. So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how I've gotten to that level and how you can in your local market so you can be the absolute expert in comping properties. And hopefully my goal at the end of this video is this hopefully will be the last comping ARV video you'll ever have to watch for wholesaling real estate. So before we get into it, before I share all this great information, do me a favor and smash that like button and subscribe. Before we get in the nitty-gritty details and everything, what I want you to understand is there's a way where you can actually do comps for absolutely no work at all, and you actually don't have to pull comps or do ARVs, and really you're more like a realtor, more or less. You just send the deal out and it gets sold. So this is reverse wholesaling. I really wanted to bring this up first because some of the comments can be like, why are you even comping? You just do reverse wholesaling. And then someone's going to comment, what's reverse wholesaling? So really quickly, I'm doing an entire video on reverse wholesaling. It's not released yet, so there's no video on top of me I can show you right now. But what reverse wholesaling would be is, let's say I get a deal and I'm looking to buy it and I honestly have no idea what the thing is worth. And I have a cash buyer in there that I have sold 100 properties to. We're really good friends. I know their family, and they are probably one of the most trusted cash buyers in this business with me. And honestly, they're amazing people. So what I would do is actually with trust with them, because I know how trusted of a person, and again, if they break my trust, they're not going to get sent any more deals from me, is I'll send them that property confidentially and say, how much would you pay for a property like this if it needed a little bit of work? Nothing too crazy. And let's say the cash buyer would come back and say, Zach, I could pay $120,000 for this property. Say, okay, great. So now I don't even have to comp it. It took me about 30 seconds to do that, just sending the email out and then getting that email back. And now I know cash buyer will pay me $120,000. There's no guessing like, how much will the cash buyer give me for this property? Ooh, I don't know. You got the actual answer from the cash buyer there. So $120,000, I go in the appointment. I know, hopefully I'm going to say, my offer for you is $80,000, and I get it locked up, make $40K, or maybe I just lock it up, meet in the middle, and I sign up for like 100 and make $20,000. So that's the easiest way out there. I wanted you to understand that off the bat. It's called reverse wholesaling. It's a really interesting trick if you absolutely have no idea what the thing is worth. Second here on how I can comp a property in 57 seconds. Now, there's no secret formula. There's nothing that's going to say you do ARV minus repairs minus the quadratic formula divided by 3.64 to the 10th power, and then divide that by 2, and then add 20 cents and multiply that by 20%, and you'll get the perfect comp in two seconds. There's no comp calculator. Zillow's not perfect. Rentometer's not going to be perfect for you. You just can't get that perfect, but I can spit out a perfect comp for myself, and really great tools for ARV because I have all the knowledge in the computer known as my brain, where I can understand things. So more or less on my special formula, I don't think I've invented it, but this is how I really have gotten really good at doing comps and seeing ARV in my area. Is I've kind of done it by this. So I learned exactly in my market based on the construction and the year of a property. I have a huge spreadsheet in Port St. Lucie, Florida here of in the 34952 zip code. I know that a property built after the year 2000, roughly from 1,000 to 1,500 square feet, that is concrete block, that is in comparative condition, will sell for an X dollar amount per square foot, a wood frame house, that amount, and then from there. And then basically I know what that is, the ARV. And then I just minus off the repairs, what it needs to get it to that level. And then boom, I found my ARV or my comp there. So I can do it within 5 seconds, pull up my spreadsheet, say, okay, so property selling there for about this much a square foot. and then go minus the repairs, all that. We make it so easy for our acquisitions process, and it really is as simple as possible. And then we can confirm one more time if we have a really hot deal, look around, see if anything's crazy changing. But we're really addicted to data here at Flip with Rick and our wholesaling real estate operation. And I'm a data freak, so I make sure that every property is that easy. There's around like 12 zip codes in Port St. Lucie that we go really hard, and we really calculate very precisely because we want to be as accurate with our numbers as possible. And more or less, we don't want to waste time. So that's kind of what we do there. But some things that you need to understand about your zip code or a property when you're looking at it, there's a lot of variables when you're newer trying to get comps. So some of these variables will be, what do the pictures look like? Is there a listing from previously before on what to do on the condition of it? Maybe a listing from 2006 and you're looking at this property in 2020. Maybe we can get a rough idea on the condition. Well, I'll know what it looks like in 2006. It's probably rougher, but I have a pretty decent idea. Does it have that green, disgusting, shaggy carpet? Or maybe it's just got like white tile. We're going to have to understand the repairs of it, obviously. What I do recommend for you understanding the cost of repairs, the cost of new flooring in Montana versus Los Angeles is completely different. What I recommend is you call a local contractor or a general contracting service. Call about 5 to 10 of them. Yes, that's a lot. How much would it cost to redo a kitchen, redo a bathroom, redo a 1,500 square foot property of X, Y, and Z, and then call roofers, pool guys? You'll know pretty quickly, gathering after calling 10 people, what the cost of certain square footages around your local market would be for repairs. Next, we got to understand the year built. What I do recommend is within a decade, I would say. So if it's built in 1990 to 1999, probably the best one. 2000 to 2010, 2010 to 2020, and then 2021 till now. So if the house built in the 60s, properties built in the 60s, probably that's where I want to keep the comps in. You want to make sure you stay in your subdivision. Don't go outside the subdivision. That's kind of how appraisers do it. So that's how I'd recommend you stay within there. Next, square footage. Don't deviate from 250 to, I would say, 300 square feet. So if it's a 1,500 square foot property, don't use a 2,000 square foot comp. That's not a good comparable. But if you have a 1,500 square foot one and you have one that's 1,225, it's probably pretty decent. Go off the lot size. So don't compare a 1 acre property that's sold for one that is a quarter acre. Make sure you understand the land values also. Look around the neighborhood. Sometimes there's crazy neighborhood prices. So the best comps are always the ones next door, something crazy like that. But make sure that they're comparative in the construction. If something's new construction, you have an older one, be careful. The roof is probably one of the biggest indicators here, especially in Florida. Make sure the comparables you're looking at are same bed and bathroom. Don't do a 2-1 compared to a 4-3. It will not be the same, even if it's the same square footage. Make sure the square footage is pretty good. Check the pool. Sometimes there's crazy sheds and areas like that. And basically, that's really it when it comes to the comparables. Now, here's the worst case scenario. If I have absolute worst case scenario of how can I comp a property? I have no idea what the thing is worth. What I recommend is you do the Ricken method, which is basically comping off of cash flow. So what I mean here is if the property will rent for $1,500, roughly that it will sell for maybe $140,000 to $160,000, basically going off percentage of that. Again, this is not for mobile homes. Mobile homes, that's completely different. But for a single family property, about the 1% rule is it's a rough comp, but it'll get you in the good areas. You'll know roughly $140,000 to $160,000, most likely $150,000. Then go from there, try to lock it up at $120,000, try to make a really good, decent profit from there. And that's really it. So you might be asking this question Zach, that's really cool, but how do I find all this information? Because sometimes Zillow's wrong, sometimes Realtor.com's wrong. Where am I getting my data? Again, ListREI.com is where I do 95% of my comping, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. In some counties, like St. Lucie County, ListREI.com, aka PropStream, sometimes doesn't have a good data for comping. It might say it's 2,000 square feet and it's really 1,600 square feet, or maybe it didn't include an addition that got built, or sometimes ListREI.com can be a little fuzzy with that. Again, I use primarily ListREI.com for virtual wholesaling, comping, and then pulling lists. The lists are fine, but the comping, so sometimes the square footage is off. So it's hey, if Zillow says it's 1,500 square feet, ListREI.com says it's 1,700 square feet, and then Realtor.com says it's 1,800 square feet. What is right? What I recommend is you go to the local tax assessor, property appraiser, property assessor, Every county has a different name for it. But basically, it's most likely your property appraiser. And look them up, go to their website, and then that information will be the one that I'll go off of. That is where most realtors and appraisers will go after. So I want to use what the appraisers will do, not what I would do as a wholesaler. So from there, if the property appraiser has it listed at 1,400 square feet, if they change it, they have to go to the property appraiser to change it, not Zillow. So from there, go to the property appraiser. It says it's 1,500 square feet. I know it's 1,500 square feet, the year built. Who is the actual owner? I'll have the deed information on there. It'll be really good. So with the property appraiser is where I'm getting my data on that specific comp or property. And the last one you can do here is if you see a comp for like, properties are selling for like $400,000 in the area, and you see a comp that's super similar and sold for like $10, or it's sold for something crazy like $50,000. What I want you to do is go to the property appraiser and actually go to the clerk of the court and look at that property or those owners and see what happened. Sometimes it's a quick claim deed, and that is not a good comp, so be very careful with that. But overall, you got to be pretty mindful. Now, if you know the thing is roughly around 400,000 and you see a comp for 100 or 50 grand, don't throw that in there and go crazy. Or you see a similar comp, it says it sold for like $1 million. Sometimes there's like a jumbo package sale, so don't get too excited for that. But basically, if you're using Zillow also, I usually go off of the for sales right now, what's on the market. It's a decent comp. Now, remember, right now in the market here in 2021, comps on the market are slightly higher than what they're worth. That's what realtors do. They above for what the property is actually worth, but not a big deal. And then look at the recently solds. And when I look at comps, make sure it's sold within hopefully the month, 3 months, or 6 months at worst case scenario. Real estate moves very slow, but within a year, it's a little too out of a space there. I would like to do it within 6 months, worst case scenario. So that's it, guys. That is actually my tools here, and really how I'm able to comp within 57 seconds. Once you understand and you collect this data and you spend a lot of hours really researching your property and your markets and understanding the square footages and the repairs and really what things are going for in the lot sizes with subdivisions, you get really good at it. You can comp a property within 57 seconds. Easy as that. No course. You don't need to buy anything. Absolutely for free. So that's what we're trying to do here at Flip with Rick. Try to help as many people as possible make $100,000 or more per year, absolutely for free. No courses, nothing, no masterminds, nothing crazy. I just want to help as many people as possible. No gimmicks. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you got any value out of it, please smash that like button and subscribe. Thank you guys so much, and have a blessed day.